Hi, it's Nancy with Ecstasy Crafts, and guess what? We have some daubers in. They're sponge daubers, and I'm really excited about them. We just got them in the end of last week. You'll find them on our website. I put them up on our Facebook last week, but I didn't have prices, and I'm sorry I still don't have them, but we should have them by tomorrow, which will be the 18th of March. So, to begin with, these sponge daubers are finger daubers. They fit on the end of your finger. And this way you have a lot of control over the areas that you'll be inking. They come in sets of 3. And I think they were like 3/4 of an inch wide. Let me just check. Let's see. About a 1/2 inch. And you get 3 of them, like I say, in a package. You can buy them by the package. And also, these are by Joycraft. She also has a case, which I really like. Now this case, it will hold 40 of the little sponge daubers. And you open it up and you get 3 with the case itself. Now if you look here, you can see that they've made a little template. So, let me show you, I'm sorry. Get it in the picture here. So they've made a little template so you can put the colors that coordinate with your little daubers for your inks, for your distressed inks. Now these daubers are good for sponging onto your dies, and you can use they're great with paint, they're great with inks, the Tim Holtz distressed inks, and chalks. Joycraft also has her line. There's 4 different packages of chalks. These are beautiful colors. These ones here are very light and pastel-y, but she has some other ones. There's 3 other packages, and they're $20 each. But you get quite a few, and you do get this little tool that comes with it, and these little sponges to apply the, see here? To apply the chalk with, but I really prefer these. You have a lot more control with them. They go a lot further. You can store them. So let me go ahead and show you how to apply and use the daubers. So let me take this away. Now here we have a die, and it's a Marianne die, and it is LR0300. It's really nice. It comes with it's 2 in a set. And there's a bottom scallop piece too, and I'll show you that in a minute. But this is what it looks like when it is just plain paper. And I've just used white or cardstock. Isn't it? It's pretty enough just like it is. This reminds me of a bedpost. I seen a card on the internet, and I don't know who it was from, and it was like a get well card. And they had like a bedpost up here, and then they had the bottom of the bedpost down here with a little picture in between, and it was like someone that was sick in bed. It was really cute, and this reminds me of that. But I mean, it has so many other applications too. So this is what it looks like plain before you do some inking. Now this one I inked. And I really like the soft effect. There's the bottom of it, and I'll show you that die in a minute. And this is what it looks like when you can ink it. Doesn't that make a big difference? Like you can add any color. Like I say, you can use chalks, you can use paints, and you can use inks. And they can coordinate with your whatever cardstock you're using, design papers. They're really, really nice. I see a lot of this done, and I'm so glad now that we finally have the daubers to do them with. So I'm going to show you. I'm going to actually do some inking. So this is the die here that I've already used the die, put through the die machine. This is our tape actually. It's our new tape from Joycraft. It's called Stencil Tape. Sorry. It's called Stencil Tape, and it's used for taping down your paper to your die, and it lifts off pretty good so it doesn't tear your paper. You still have to be a little careful too. You can't just rip your die off your paper, because you will rip the paper. But this does help tack it down, and just for tacking. So I'm going to show you how to do it, but it really doesn't need any explanation. It's just as you think. Okay, so you're going to ink up, put this on your finger, and you're going to ink up your little finger pad here, and you're just going to rub in a circle over the back of the die. Now this part is where it protrudes. I've cut it and embossed it. So this is the back. And of course we're not doing that part, we're doing the front. So all the pieces that are raised in between the die itself are going to catch the color. And we're just going to rub it over. You can add as much or as little as you want, and you can blend different colors. So I'll show you a flower that I did, and I did it with chalk. And I blended different colors. There's no problem blending colors with chalk or with ink. Now down here, right here, that's going to fall out anyway. We really don't need to, but just to get an overall. And I like to distress the edges too. Now one thing you're going to have to do is remove the tape if it's in your way, if it's covering up. This part I know is going to come out. It's going to fall out. So that's why I didn't have any problems covering it up with tape. But you do want to move your tape out of the way as you work if it's covering over top of an area like this. You can press down with your finger on it to get right in the... Like I say, you can do this as heavy or as light as you want. Now for this little scalloped edge, there's just such small little circles that I do press down on it just to catch a little bit of the dots. Don't want that to shift. Now I'm going to do the soft edge. So I'm just going to just lightly distress the edges. I like this effect a lot. And that tape is now in my way. So I'm going to remove it. And continue on. Now this is our cardstock. It's not smooth, it is textured. And I did notice that when I did one that was smooth cardstock, it absorbs more of the, makes a heavier inking, which is pretty too, like if you're doing a frame. Trying to blend it out so you can't really see it. I always start off the paper and sponge onto it. I'll do this end too. I tend to get a little heavy doing this because you get quick, but I'm trying to make it light because you just want a shadow effect. Okay. Oops, going the wrong way. Sorry. All right. So let's see how this turned out. It's the fun part. So there's the bottom edge. Isn't that pretty? And of course, this just cuts away. You'd make this the length that you want. And that's the other side, I guess. Okay. That's it there. So we have these two pieces, and we have a start, a good start on a very nice card. Let me take these tape pieces off. So this doesn't want to come off. There we go. Okay, so what you could do is put this in behind here, like this, and maybe tack it down with some tape. This is just roughly, just to show you what it can look like for a card. I'd use double-sided tape. Many possibilities. I just love this die. There's not pretty. Now, this is a dynamite die that I did, and it's different in the fact that it doesn't emboss. You cut it, and they're sort of flat. This is what they look like. This is the dynamite one. I really like all their dies. They're really nice. This is just a pansy, I think it is. and they're a good price too. So these are dynamites, and this I cut out. And maybe I'll have time to show you how I colored this one too. That's the back of it. Or sorry, that's the back of it. And this is what it looks like when I finished with it. Isn't that pretty? And just used, I think I used chalk on this. And so we'll add that to our card. And then I did a rose with one of Mary Ann's dies and put that on it. There. You can put a sentiment up here. But isn't that pretty? I know you'll come up with something really pretty yourself. But again, I really like the color. Adding the color to the dies really makes a nice difference. Okay, so now I'll show you how to color, or what I did to color the pansy. So this is the die here. Doesn't look like much, you know, until you cut it. And it's got the tape stuck to it, so let me get rid of that tape here. I'll use this picking tool. There we go. Okay. Yeah, they just fall out. They're really good dies. I really like them a lot. So we just put that on our table, and let's add some color to it. We'll add pink for the center. Right here. Okay, of course, do it any color you want. I think maybe I'll put a little bit of green on the leaves. So this is why it's handy to have, to use the different, you don't want to really use the same sponge dauber for the different colors. Here's a green. And I'll just catch the you really don't need a lot of, you don't have to ink it up. And another thing I found, if you huff it, you can get a little more off of it. There, and it's done. Like, it was very fast. Close that up. I need a pokey tool, get some pieces that were hanging around. And there you go. Isn't that pretty? So, like I say, I'm really excited about the Daubers by Joycraft. They're on our website. You'll find them under new product for March, probably under tools, and or you'll find them under Joycraft by the manufacturer. Here are some more I did actually. Here's one. It's a really pretty color. Let me get this out of your way. That's darker, and this is the edge. And one last one, sort of a pink one. Okay, so that's what you can do with the Daubers. Use paint, ink, chalk, whatever your little heart desires is going to work for you. I really like them. I highly recommend it. Can't get enough of them. Buy them by the pack of 3. Buy the case, store them in, and you'll be all set. Just visit us at www.ecstasycrafts.com, and thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.